Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and Minecrafters and creepers and griefers and everybody, it's Charlie Murphy here with another part two actually of our Redstone Bedrock guide. I'm really excited to share this one with you folks today. This is one I've been looking forward to. This is something that is not only neat and crafty, but it's also very practical. One thing that kind of sucks is when you're on a server or when you're playing in like a realm and you have your buddies and stuff playing with you, and that's all great fun and everything, but then you leave the realm, you go and do your thing and everything, and you come back only to find out that somebody has gone through your chest and has taken all of your diamonds or your gold or something, and yeah, it just really sucks when you work hard for all that stuff, especially if you're playing on survival where you can't just conjure it out of nothing, and all of a sudden that stuff is gone. Well, I have the solution for you. Today I have created for your entertainment and for your use in your Minecraft server or Minecraft realm, a hidden chest that is safely tucked away and only known to you and only known how to access by you. And it goes a little something like this. If we come over here, we have our crafting table and our stove, and we have our chest here. But if we take an item, any item, such as say this piston, and we walk up to this painting and throw it into the painting, then suddenly our crafting table is replaced with a secret chest that we can go into and put our diamonds, our emeralds, our gold, our iron, or whatever other precious resources that we have. And then when we're done, we walk over here, hop up, retrieve our item, and the chest is replaced by our crafting table. Now this is super fun, and it's a relatively easy and uncomplicated build. And I am going to show you everything that you need to build this in your own world, and it doesn't have to be a crafting table. It can be any block, really. And so I'm going to get to it and show you how to create that right now. All right, here we are at the staging area for our build. I've gone ahead and built an archway here over the top. This is going to represent the wall where we're building our contraption. I build out of stone brick. To me, it's just aesthetically pleasing, but this can be whatever you're making your house out of, whatever you're making your wall out of. Even if you made it out of dirt, it would still work fine. But I just made it out of stone brick, and I went ahead and placed it here. This is going to represent our wall. But the first thing that we're going to do, like many builds, is we're going to start by digging a hole. The hole is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks wide, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks long, and 1, 2 blocks deep. So that's 4 by 4 by 2. Alright, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to our chest and see what we're going to need for our build. You're going to need blocks, of course, whatever you're building your house out of. I have stone bricks, but like I said, that depends on whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be 64, just enough to build a wall, pretty much is what you need. We also need 10 pieces of redstone dust, 1 redstone torch, 1 redstone repeater, 1 oak pressure plate. It has to be an oak pressure plate. It can't be a stone pressure plate. There's a reason for this, and I'll show you in just a bit. We need 4 sticky pistons, we need 1 painting, we need 1 chest, the chest that we're going to hide, and we also need a crafting table, or like I said, any sort of block, like any one of the crafting blocks. It could be a smelting furnace, it could be a regular furnace, it could be anything that you want. In fact, if you didn't want to do a hidden chest, if you just wanted to have a neat setup where you push a button and your crafting table goes away and your furnace comes out to save space, I mean, that would be something that you could do too. But for the purposes of this build, we're doing a hidden chest, so we're going to have a chest and a crafting table to sub out for it. So put all this stuff in your inventory, and then we'll get started with the build. Alright, we have all of the stuff in our inventory, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the build. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our sticky pistons. Over on the far left side, you're going to go all the way, you're going to go 3 blocks back, 1 block away from the back of your build, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3 sticky pistons facing towards us, and 1 sticky piston facing straight up in front of the bottom piston. And it'll look like this when you have it placed right. It'll look like a really tall chair or like an L. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to place blocks 1, 2 beside that, 1, 2 behind it, 1, 2 beside that. Then we're going to make an L shape here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And place those like that. And it should look like this. And like I said, it doesn't have to be these kind of blocks. It can be any block as long as it's not glass. Alright, so now we have all of our blocks in place. We can start wiring this up and place our redstone dust. The first thing I'm going to do is place 1 piece of redstone dust here, 1 piece of redstone dust here, and then I'm going to place redstone dust here, 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 and here, going into this block, and then 1 coming here, here, and here, and stopping just short of this block here. Alright, so it should look like this when you have it all placed properly. Alright, and then in this hole here, we're going to place a redstone repeater, and we want that redstone repeater on 3 ticks. Now by 3 ticks, I don't mean click on it 3 times. When a redstone repeater is placed, it is already at 1 tick. Then we're going to click twice. That puts it at 3 ticks. Basically, when a redstone repeater is placed, a redstone repeater will always slow down the transmission of your signal by 1 tick. You see how there was that slight delay there when I placed it and then it turns on? By clicking, left clicking on this, you can increase the number of ticks and it'll slow down the transmission even more. If you need to add more delay to your circuit, you can place more redstone repeaters back to back and give them more ticks, and it'll take even longer for the signal to go through. This is how you time your circuits, because you don't always want every part of your contraption to move at the same time. So by placing repeaters and adding ticks to them, we can delay the amount of time that a signal goes to a particular piece of our redstone contraption. We want our redstone repeater to be at 3 ticks. In other words, 2 clicks, 2 left clicks. Alright, and the last thing I'm going to do is place my redstone torch here, and that is going to power these 2 pistons and push them out. And we want those placed out, and I'll show you exactly why here in a second, but for the most part, all of our redstone has been completed. And so we can go ahead and take our blocks and build out the rest of our wall. We're going to fill this out like this. But when we get to here, we're going to leave this. Leave this space open. We're going to go ahead and place a block there, and there, and there, and we can fill in the rest of this area here with whatever our floor would be. So we'll say that this is our floor. That's why we zigzagged this here and didn't just come straight back, because we had to avoid our redstone. So here and here and here, and that's what our floor is made of. And then we want to leave this space negative, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to place our chest, or the block that we're trying to hide, up against this piston. Then we're going to place the one that we're going to hide it with this piston. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place our pressure plate here. And the reason I said that it has to be an oak pressure plate is because an oak pressure plate can be activated by any entity. So if I toss this down, you can see it activates it. and when it's picked up, it doesn't. Now, if this was a stone or a metal pressure plate, that wouldn't happen. So when we toss our oak pressure plate on here, it activates. It pulls our crafting table out of the way and pushes up our chest, and then we just walk over and pick it up, and it replaces it. And that's how it works. Now, one thing you might want to do, which is something that I do, is take a block, point your crosshairs at the back of the redstone, at the back of the oak pressure plate, and place a block there. That way you don't accidentally throw the item through the hole. That way you know that it's going to stop, and then that way you can get it. And you can place your painting now. This is a little, it's a little ridiculous. You don't necessarily want a painting that big. There are other ways you can do it. I think that looks not only gaudy, but it looks highly suspicious. So what I usually do is I place a block on this side, a block on this side, and I look straight towards the opening and place my painting, look straight towards the oak pressure plate and place my painting that way. And then you can knock these out of the way, and we successfully have our hidden chest. And all we have to do is walk up to the painting and toss something in, and it comes out. Collect it, and it comes back out. And as you can see, this takes up relatively little space, and it's fairly simple to make. All right, this is an easier way for me to show you what's happening. Basically, when that pressure plate is activated, it is sending a signal here, and that is traveling this way across the redstone. It's also traveling this way and turning off this torch, which turns off this redstone, which makes these pistons contract. But at the same time, this redstone is sending a signal to this redstone repeater, which powers the block that it's attached to and this piston. But because it's on a delay, basically this piston comes in and then goes right back out, but a split second later. And I'll power it so you can watch the circuit work, okay? See there? It retracts both of these, then these two push out, and this one connects with this signal and pushes it up. And then when we take something off the pressure plate, it does that. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, that about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this build. I thought it was something that's not only clever and cool, but it also it's also practical. It's something that you can really get some use out of in your Minecraft Bedrock survival server, in your realm, or wherever you choose to use it. And if you'd like to see more interesting and useful builds, please come back and see me. If you feel like you got some value out of my content, please do me a favor and like and subscribe. I know that everybody says that, but it really does help out a small and growing channel like my own. And before I go, I'd like to give a shout out to Rogue Fox. This is based on a build that I saw from him. It is partially my design, but I definitely wanted to give him the credit for the inspiration that he gave me to make this build. And if you get a chance, check him out. But if you would, please come back and see me again, and I'll have another one for you soon. And I appreciate it very much. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Is the camera off? Okay, good. I can go get in my chest and nobody's gonna see it. Hey, somebody stole all my stuff!